right, guys, we got another one for you. This one is, why are you advising men to talk to single mothers? Anton tells women it's a crazy offer for guys. I have to agree with that. Let's check it out.
A certain man that wants to run everything, it's going to be difficult having two lions in the family. Because a man like Anton is going to show up as the man. I'm doing this. I'm handling this. This is my village. To have another man that has come in and have any type of say so at all, I can see how that could be.
I definitely believe people prioritize.
We gotta think about
families.
it. I want women to understand it. Just because a man has a penis, don't make him a man. He could be a male. There's not a lot. Most men aren't lying. Let's make sure that's understood.
Okay.
Right? So some men can raise another man's child because the real father ain't a lion.
Yeah, he got simp tendencies. I'm smelling simp-like tendencies from this guy. I mean, hey, let's see. Let's continue.
More like a gazelle. You know what I'm saying? The lion is now here, and I believe. Well, I believe in God, and I believe in everything is a reason, right?
Right.
And like my dad is a bitch ass nigga. My step pops, he ain't playing. You feel me? So like, I was already one that wasn't playing coming out the woodworks.
Yeah.
So then, if my dad was there, hypothetically, I would probably clash with him because he was already soft.
All right, well, there you go right there, guys. He is an isolated incident. He is not of the majority. And so you will have cases like this, but these cases in general don't go that way usually, okay? If you were taking laws of averages and the average man got with the average woman with children or with a child, you're not going to get these results, okay? Most of what I think this video is trying to show is that the majority of that situation is not ideal for a typical man. There are exceptions, and there are exceptions to every rule, and apparently he is one of those exceptions. You just heard him say it. Hey, my dad was a bitch ass nigga, okay? And he was raised by a stepdad. So that is an exception to the rule. So that's why he's moving like he's moving.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't believe that just because you gave birth to something means that you are the best one to raise that.
Come on, let's talk about
that person that you gave birth to, whether you're a man or a woman.
So you believe nurture versus nature?
Yes.
Nurturing that child is more important than possibly more important than nature.
I believe that nature.
Absolutely.
See, here's the thing: we get so confused about nature as if you are the only one of this child. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 generations of nature within this child that you ain't exuding yet. You remember the Punnett Square? In the Punnett Square, you had a 1 in 4 chance of being something.
Yes.
Right. So this child can have the bottom right quadrant, and you might have top left.
Yeah.
You ain't fit to to raise that child, to be honest. So maybe somebody else who is in that bottom right quadrant is gonna be able to understand that man or that young woman or that young boy and really help them grow into what they need to be.
So you would advise your son to get with a woman that already have children?
If that
Children,
you would be okay with that?
Children,
remove yourself out.
I don't think nobody advises those scenarios for their children,
the
right?
problem is that
But sometimes it just happens because they just might be in love. You can't control
you
who
can,
love.
because marriage is a business first. It's a business first. We know statistics
For most
of
women,
what it is
damn sure.
when men are where children are raised in certain type of household. We know what the statistics are, right? And so I'm not gonna sit here and say a man isn't a man based off of some criteria that we make up, right? Because I use data. The reality is this: what we are doing is excusing bad behavior. And instead of us going to the mothers and say, hey, why are you not accountable for who it is that you decided to open up your legs to?
bullshit.
Because we ain't having that conversation. The only thing we saying is, oh, that's a bitch ass nigga. But you opened up your legs to him. He wasn't a bitch ass nigga when you had sex
He
with
might
him.
have been.
Bang.
When you know. But my point is
I mean, if we're
when we continue to do this, we validate bad behavior.
What is the bad behavior?
Because you're saying that you can recover from this, when in reality we know statistically that child has a much greater chance of going to jail, a much greater chance of needing therapy, a much greater chance of joining a gang. He has a much greater chance of being less successful. And instead of us saying, hey, hold on, hold that accountable so that this don't happen in the next generation.
I think I'm missing context.
No.
If what?
If that's,
he has a much greater chance of doing all that. If what?
To say it's a guy's responsibility to raise this child based off of a village concept or a community concept, or because he's a real man, removes the accountability from the woman of actually making sure that she picked the right guy and to marry before she carried in the first place.
So what happened?
I married before I carried. And
let me say this too, when it comes to stepdaddies and all this type of shit, or step parents or whatever, most children who become adults or become close to adults, you know, late teens or whatever, most kids who don't have their father or mother in their life, what do they usually do? They usually go out looking for them, regardless of how bad they were, regardless of how they never called, they never wanted to stay in that child's life. The child still has a emptiness in them, and they want to fill that emptiness. And nothing is going to fill that emptiness until they actually, you know, are able to meet that said parent, whether it be the mother or the father. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand or can't comprehend correctly. So you can have a great stepdad, you can have a great stepmom, but nothing is ever going to take the place or fill that void of the other parent that's missing, even if they never see them again. That's just something I wanted to add.
And then I got a divorce.
But that's not the norm, because what I see on Instagram and social media is people
I'm trying to figure out what we talking about.
What I see on Instagram and social media is when a woman get pregnant, regardless of whether she married, it's congratulations, sis.
Okay.
That's what I see.
I agree. Listen,
should we throw stones at her?
Absolutely.
Antoine, shut up. You do not think that.
You said that it's congratulating a woman, but if you want to throw accountability at anybody, throw it at the man that left the family.
It's a small
unit,
minority.
right?
It's a small percentage of men that's having a majority of the children. Most black men are not having children out of wedlock. That is a falsehood. And so when we sit here, when we want to solve for a problem, we solve for the majority, not the minority. And when you look at the statistics, most black men are not having children out of wedlock. It's a small minority of men that's having a majority of the children with a whole lot of women. That's
and is that you got that from a
how do a woman have a child without a wedlock without the man too?
What I'm saying is, if we got 99% of the men, and we said we're gonna hold all of them accountable.
No, I'm saying like if the woman had the child that wedlock, she ain't have it by herself.
I'm gonna explain it to you.
So did he.
If we got 99% of men to do the right thing, it takes 1% of men to populate the majority of the women.
True indeed.
So even if you hold all men accountable, it doesn't solve for the problem.
No, it's not about all men. It's about holding everybody accountable.
We do, but men by default are automatically held accountable.
Let me go back to this stepdad situation real fast, because I have a stepfather, right? Mm-hmm. But he didn't raise me. My grandfather raised me, mm-hmm. right? So I didn't personalize my stepfather because that's who my mom is married to.
Yeah, that's who your mom chose.
That's her relationship. I have examples. Around me that mm-hmm. I don't have to look towards him. His only job, honestly, for me, is just to be example of a good person, a human being, period. Right. I don't need him to be my father. I don't need him for none of that shit, right? It's just simply just be a good dude, treat my mom good, and I mean, honestly, I don't care what y'all going through. Y'all not being physical, that's fine.
How old were you when he came into your life?
I was in middle school, so that's what, like,
you was 12. Already big.
Well, I was big because I'm 6'5", bro. I've been big.
No, I'm saying you were older as a kid. You already
middle schooler
was in you.
No, what I'm saying is.
No, wait. I know. Listen,
what's happening here?
Okay,
well, I mean,
so
11 years old. All
right, cool. All right, let's reset. Mm-hmm. All right. So one of the facts that you gave in regards to children that, you know, statistically messing up more so, that usually comes from a single mother household, correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So if we take the conversation to it being a two-parent...
single mother household. So when I say two-parent household, I'm saying married, having children, raising those children.
Cool, so let's take it to a two-parent household where one parent is a step-parent. Mm-hmm. That's still a two-parent household, right?
Yeah, but it's not the same.
You don't think so?
And I personally, again, I would never advise a guy, if this guy is single, he's taking care of business, he don't have no children and nothing like that, I'm not gonna sit here in good conscience and tell this man that he's supposed to get with a single mother. Absolutely not. No.
And that's
100%.
Cool. But there's so many single fathers that get with single mothers. So many single fathers.
So are we just speaking about the men who don't have children? Is that the reference? Or are you saying just all men?
Because I understand the men that doesn't have children, but there's so many single fathers. that look towards.
I mean,
Like I said, the majority
we
of
also
men
have to be
don't have
realistic
children out of
here.
wedlock.
Okay, we're
There are single fathers, but not as many as I think they're trying to make it seem to be. You know, usually the mother has sole custody of the child unless there's something that happens, like you're widowed or something like that. But usually, you know, it's the mother who has the kids. There are times where the father is the better fit and he has custody for whatever reason. But if we're talking about the majority here, which is what we do on this channel, guys, that is what I mean when I say that, the majority. Okay, so if you're a single father and you're looking for somebody to get with, or you're looking for marriage or whatever, and it happens to be a woman who has kids herself, that's a different, in my opinion, a different story. You know what I mean? You both have kids, you both have custody of the kids. So, you know, depending on how you guys want to do that, that could possibly work. There's a possibility in there. But for the average person trying to get with a man with no kids, trying or looking for a wife or a potential wife, should not be considering a woman with a child or children. Just shouldn't. If you've scoured the earth for a potential wife or suitor and you cannot come up with anything, and you happen to meet somebody who is, you know, very lovely and has a child or something, you could be that exception that I was talking about earlier. And like I said on this list, but like I said, most of the time, guys, it's just not in your favor. It's not going to work out for you in the end. And when tempers flare and when things get heated, the truth always comes out. You'll hear, "You're not my dad." You'll hear, "You're not their father." Those type of things will happen. Now, I'm not sitting here telling you that, like I said before, it cannot work for some people, or it has not worked. It's worked for lots of people who have had stepdads or stepmoms, okay? I'm just saying that the majority of people, it is not in their favor.
where you living, right? We're living in America, and 1 out of every 4 kids are born with a single parent.
Yeah.
Or raised with a single parent, right? And the rest of the world, it's at an 8%. So we're about 3 to 4 times more likely to have a child be raised out of wedlock or with only one parent.
That's the culture. That's the culture here. A lot of shit is messed up in America. A lot of shit is messed up over here, guys. It's the culture. It's who people look up to, okay? And people are looking up to, these kids are looking up to people like Cardi B, who is still currently married but having babies by other dudes, okay? And they got everything on social media. They're at photo shoots, they're having this and that. And then there are people that are commenting. Hundreds of people, thousands of people are commenting, thumbs up, congratulations for this. Like, this is supposed to be cool. That's the reason why those stats are the way they are. Because all of these false prophets, all of these people out here who are doing crazy shit, and most of the kids are desensitized to it. I mean, that's just what it is if we're keeping it real. Especially the ones who are growing up in broken homes or single parent homes, guys. That's just what it is. That's just how it is. So, of course, in other countries and other cultures, that's not the way, because that's not how they move, right? Family in other countries are way up here. In America, guys, it's not even a second afterthought. It's not, because all of these people are getting with people, having kids, and not committing and not getting married or not staying married. That's the real true facts.
Right? So when you look at the numerics, you're more likely than not to run, if you're a guy who doesn't have any kids, you're more likely than not, depending on your age, to run into a woman that has a kid, right? So I don't think we're advising anybody, hey, I advise you to go find a woman that has a kid with another man. Yeah. No, but what I'm saying is that the offer's not on the table depending on her behavior. Now, if she has 3, 4, 5 baby fathers, I would never advise that, right? Sorry to those women. But if you have one man, and I mean, you had one man and now you have one child with that man, or maybe even 2, and that's something that you want to tie up your boots and walk in the path you want to walk down,
That's crazy.
I would say go ahead.
But that's why I brought up single fathers,
That's
because when you see a
crazy.
woman that is a single mother,
These dudes are completely snowed. This guy is, at least. Like I said, he had a stepfather, so he is pre-genetically exposed to looking at it through that lens, I guess. But guys, that is a straight up simp move. That is a straight up no. Okay, please don't believe that. Don't let them snow you. Don't let them, veer you into thinking that that is cool. It is not cool. And if you have any kids, you should advise them to not do that. Period. Point blank.
Yeah.
That child has a father,
Yeah.
right? Who's a single father?
That's insane.
Like, are we not putting those two to the...
I guess that's the end of the video. Yeah, it was a snippet from a podcast / discussion, I guess. And yeah, I'm sorry. I don't agree with it. I can't get with it. I agree with Anton on this one. And it just shouldn't be. That should be your last ditch effort. I mean, very last. That's just my opinion, guys, and I'm sticking to it. How do you guys feel? What do you think? Leave your comments down below. And don't forget, before you leave, hit that like and subscribe button, guys, if you're in and you like the content. If you want me to react to something else, please, by all means, send me something and I will gladly check it out for you guys and maybe even do a video on it. With that being said, I'm going to get out of here, guys, and I will see you in the next video.